talk about Caitlin. Top 5 performance of her career?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think she was just locked in. Our word was kind of elevate above the turbulence, you know, once you punch through. And I just felt like she operated up there. I feel like the whole team, I think she was just so, you know, locked in and, you know, just big shots. And I think the way everybody kept their composure, but I think it was definitely, I think, it'll be nice when I kind of stop tonight, but I think about this year, and I get kind of choked up because it's like, you know, it was such magical last year and there was so much with it, and then when you get into it, everybody's like, oh, you don't have Mon, you don't have McKenna, and then as a staff we said, but look at what we have, and then as it grew, like, Caitlin, you know, just the pressure and the scrutiny, and it was so fun. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the pressure sometimes, I love what Lisa, you know, Billie Jean King's quote, pressure's a privilege. And we thought, I mean, it was. You didn't want, if you don't have pressure, you know, no one really cares about you. But some of the times, like, it's just like, you just felt like cool, but like, oh man. And everything that they handled, and then to get here and then have this moment, and then wasn't it a year to the day to play LSU? Someone was telling me that.
365 days. Yeah,
365. To have that chance. I mean, that doesn't happen very often in your life, right?
Yeah.
And then to meet the moment, I just can't say enough about it. Caitlin, Kate, I mean, Gabby, I mean, those guys playing. Gabby, she's probably not going to get enough credit, but you see her tonight? I mean, just, I mean, locked in, calm. Yeah, I think this was just, I'm just so grateful. I'm so happy for Lisa. Oh my gosh. You know, Lisa's just one of the good ones and just has done it steady. And, you know, Kim's there. Baylor ended us one time in the tournament and a couple times. So it's just nice to get this, and just thank the good Lord. He blessed us really, and just really proud of this team.
Were you the one assigned to LSU prep?
No, actually Raina had that scout. Yeah, we kind of do it all. It's so funny, it goes every which way. Like, I had Texas, was really ready in case we got to play them. Fitz has had like 16 of them, and then half of them got beat, right? So you're prepared. So you kind of have it how it flows. And but there's a lot of collaboration. Lisa's, you know, you do a lot of the groundwork, but head coaches, they're usually the ones that put their stamp on it, right?
But it did seem like you guys were trying to run them to death. They were dragging them to court.
I mean, that's one thing when we were watching. Yeah, absolutely. I think our quarters just went like this, and after that first quarter, they only scored 14 in the second, and that's what we hit on at halftime. I said, look, I mean, there's a lot of adrenaline that first, when they got 31 points, obviously our defense. We were playing all zone. They figured that out pretty quick, and then we went to player. I don't know, you know, I don't know if we thought we were going to play that as much as we did, but we held. So I just thought the way we run transition, we all did, I should say. We just said, keep going as fast as you can go. And I think we wore them down, and their mindset, you know, just every, you know, what we tried, I think I told some of you, what the game plan aside from X's and O's was from the very beginning, it's this 40 minutes. It is nothing but this 40 minutes. It is nothing about last year. It is nothing about what might happen if we get to Cleveland. It was the purple team. That's why I just say we're playing the purple team. That's just, don't get caught up in it. And I think they really locked into that, bought into that. And even Caitlin said, it's right here, it's about us. It's about us in a huddle. So I think that was key.
Last year's game brought much discussion and debate after it. And I thought from my seat, it looked like this had a different tone. What did you think?
Yeah, I think you brought up a great point. I think that this game was, I'd like to think, everything that women's basketball likely needed, because there was a lot that got people's eyes on it last year, and a lot of discussions. A lot of them were good, perhaps. Some were not. And then a lot's been made of, you know, my team's better because of this, and your team's worse because of that. And I think tonight what you saw were really great players shining. Angel Reese played really hard, everything she does, you know, rebound machine and playing hard. But there was a mutual respect. There wasn't any of that where anybody was getting caught up in. And I think game recognized game tonight. And I think that's what it is supposed to be. And I'd like to think that that's going to be a lot of part of the story. And that, you know, they all kind of moved on too. The young women did. And I think a lot of times they tried to tell everybody they did, but everybody else wasn't really moving on. And I give a lot of credit to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese in that, and all the, you know, everybody that's trying to manage that. So I'm just really, really grateful. But I think that's a great point, Keith. I thought tonight was a really good game that had a lot, but everything that it had was competitive. It was fiery. It was passionate. It was big plays, and then one of us fortunately just took off, and that's usually what happens in a big game, right? So we're very fortunate.